Hi guys, Judy here. I made 2 videos walking my dog this morning. In one video, God told me that to walk like Enoch walked, to be translated out of here, I would have to do it by faith. Like my faith played a part. So I'm going to make a video about when he told me that, and then I'm going to make it. And then there's a second video when I was walking my dog this morning that you're going to hear. I'll hear on the same one video. I'm putting them together about my reflection on what that would look like for me personally. So here it goes.
Okay. And my mind had an issue with it too.
Hold on. I'm going to see where I am. 2, 3. I think it's this one.
I want to bring clarity.
Okay, it's this one.
So I'm walking Marty. It's still early in the morning, my favorite time of the day. And God is telling me our departure is an act of faith. By faith, Enoch was translated. By faith, we're translated. And he's making me to understand that so be it according to my faith. So when he posed the question to me yesterday, when I got off work at noon, do you believe it's your last day? If you believe that, would you go to work at the high school in the afternoon? My answer was no. So then don't do it, he told me. So do you believe if today was your last day, would you go to yoga? No. Well, what would you do? I would go home, hang out with my kid and cook and just enjoy my kid, you know? So then that's what you should do. And that's what I did yesterday, because so be it according to my faith. So I didn't work in the afternoon. I didn't exercise in the afternoon because I believed it was my departure day, because that's what he led me to believe. So this translation is by faith. So that's what he's telling me. So be it according to your faith. So I'm still here today, February 9th. It's a faith issue. Do I believe I'm really going? Yes. So how he's letting me see it is like, faith is like a cup. And how much are we pouring into the cup? And he's making me see it like when the cup has this much faith in it, then you go. Here's your cup. It's about right here. It's not quite where it needs to be for you to translate. Very interesting. This is so exciting. So be it according to my faith. By faith, Enoch was translated. He was with God, and then he was no more. And you're saying, and he's leading me to believe that our faith activates the action of departure. Our faith. But it's not just random faith. It's not just faith, to make up or something. It's faith based on the promise of what he's told you. Okay. So anyone can grab something by faith and start. That's kind of new agey, right? But when I say faith, I say things that God has spoken to you, that he's led you to believe, that he's told you to believe, and that you declare. So I declare today, February 9th, that I shall see my Lord in the air, that I will be walking on earth, and then I will be no more. That is what I believe, and I am filling my faith cup to the top, to the amount that allows me to go. I'm not holding back faith. What God is showing me is my actions need to measure up to my faith, so that I profess to have. So if I profess to have faith to be translated, and my actions today suggest that the things that I'm doing in my day, I'm doing things that suggest I might be here tomorrow. Well, that's not full faith. My actions, it reminds me of the scripture that says, don't just be hearers of the word, but doers. He's challenged me. He's saying, If you believe it, then your actions will prove it. And then the actions is what's going to fill my cup. The way I act today, according to what I believe, will prove that I can walk like Enoch. It'll prove that I have the faith that fills my cup to the point to where I can walk like Enoch walked. Very cool. Very cool. So I'm walking Marty, and he's speaking these things to me. So if I believe I'm going today, then I have to personally reflect. What would I do? Well, I would do much of what I did when he fell on my son, where I just sat in my bed. Because when I first got saved at 16, I didn't leave my bedroom. I was getting so many revelations from God that my favorite place was my bedroom. I was staying there and getting filled, and so if I believe he's coming for me today, and I won't be here, would I spend my time at the grocery store? What would I do? What would I do if I truly believed he was coming today? How would I behave? Where would I put my time? Where would I put my energy? These are the questions that he is posing to me, and he is making me to see and believe that I'm still here because my faith cup is not to the measure to where it would translate me. Enoch was translated by faith. So when my cup is full and I have a part to play in it, to the measure that God says, translation, that's enough. That's enough faith to activate what I want to do. Then I will be no more. So where does the responsibility lie? Well, it's all God's responsibility to do what he's going to do. But I, as part of his creation, we all play a part. And I think this is critical. This is what's talking to me about faith. This is the faith of the bride. And this is the faith of the translated bride and the worldwide rapture bride. This is the faith of ones that are looking for a departure. How would you live? Not just in word and in theory, but what would you do this very day? And so, saints, I'm posing the same question to you as he's posing to me. What would I do? And everyone can answer it answer it yourself. You answer the question for yourself. I'll answer the question for myself. We're all accountable to God, to the measure of faith and to the revelations he's given us. So my faith actions won't be the same as yours. And no two people will have the same faith actions, because God has an individual relationship with us. And so everyone has to answer that question. And so I pose this to you as he's posing it to me. Have a blessed day. I am completely excited about faith. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Okay, guys. So the second part is the second part of when I was walking my dog this morning. The second video I made was me ruminating on what God had just told me that you just listened to in this first video. So I'm going to play that now.
I want to bring clarity and balance to the faith message God gave me this morning when I was walking. This faith message of the cup of our faith being full to the point where we can actually activate stuff, where God can move because we've done our part, is essentially what my last video was about. And that faith cup being full. But this doesn't go in. I want to bring balance, because this is what he showed me. He said, this is not works. I just want to be very clear. It doesn't mean you make a list. It means faith, true faith, means listening and obeying. That's true faith. So when I got that revelation, I was walking my dog, I was thinking, okay, here's my list of things I have to do today. I have a child, he's going to driving school. I have to drop him off. I need to cook. I have to go to the grocery store. started thinking, but if this was my last day, would I do this and such? How would I live it? And then I started to get a little like, my thinking was getting a little clouded. And I said, Lord, am I not supposed to be responsible? I was talking to him and he just said, you'll know what to do because it's simple. I'm with you and I'll tell you. So once again, complex things are simple. Faith is simple. And, I was thinking it was a really deep word that he gave me. So I was ruminating on it and trying to fit it in. What would my faith cup look like if I truly believed he was coming? And then I allowed myself to get a little stressed out about it, right? And the Lord interrupted me and said, it's simple, daughter. Ask me. So, it's what I love about God. The deep things of God, the deepest, mind-blowing things of God are actually so simple. A child could get it. And he brought it right back down to simplicity. I'm walking Marty still. And I'm trying to formulate in my head, what will my faith day look like today, as opposed to what I was originally going to do, so that I can be translated, so that I can walk like Enoch walked as I play my part with you, God. So I was definitely thinking like a type A person. Here's what I'll cut out. If I'm not going to be here, I would cut this out. I would cut this out. But I began to make it a list of do's and don'ts. And it was like, the Lord was like, no, that's still not what I'm saying. And I began to lose my peace because I was going into stress, because then I'm like, well, maybe I shouldn't do this, but then I should do this, because if I don't do this, my son will suffer, because then we'll eat out again instead of me going to the grocery store. And eating out too much is not healthy for you. It costs a lot. So I was going into that kind of mode. And he said, once again, he brought me back to simplicity. He said, what have I asked of you? What have I asked of you today? And I was like, oh, you'll show me. Yes, there's no stress. It's in relationship. Our faith is in relationship with our Creator. So in my relationship with my best friend, my Creator, my Lord, who I'm walking hand in hand with, these are my doggy gloves I walk with in the morning. I'm walking hand in hand with him in that faith. As I go about my day like every other day, simplicity, he leads me and talks to me and guides me. So there's no stress. So he was like, just live your day like you do. It's the days of Noah. You have your responsibilities, but always keep, now that I've given you this revelation about faith, cup full in order to be taken. Keep that at the forefront of your mind when you're doing your activities today and we're walking in our day together. Stop and ask me, is this necessary? Is this something that should be done today if I'm leaving? So once again, I hope I didn't put a yoke on anyone from the last video. He told me to upload the last video because it was fresh revelation on my walk, and he wants us to do what I said in the video. However, I'm not retracting anything. I'm just reminding you that the simplicity of the faith. Well, hold on, there's a big truck. I'm reminding you and myself what God just did, of the simplicity of the faith walk. It's in simple garden. It's in the garden with God. It's in simple relationship. It's what you have already. And it's what you continue to grow on. That's how you get to know someone. You spend time with them. So my day today will be, as in the days of Noah, right? I know I'm leaving. I've got a son. I've got pets. I've got a house. I've got to clean. There's things I have to do. And if I knew it was my last day, I'm going to be extra aware with my groom the questions he's posed to me. And then I will be more circumspect in my day of the activities that I will engage in. And I'll be led by him. So it's once again, it's obeying, just like he told me yesterday. If you thought you were leaving yesterday, would you go and work at the high school a half a day? Well, heck no. My paycheck's delayed a month. Well, would you go to yoga? Well, heck no. I only go to yoga and I only exercise so that I can maintain health, so I can be in this filthy planet. But I don't want to be here. So those were my answers to this question yesterday. So this morning, when he tells me my faith cup, he showed me faith. Enoch was translated by faith. And so I'm still here. So why would I still be here if I believed? Well, faith, the cup is not there, he told me. The cup, he showed me it like a cup, and it has a certain measure in that cup, and it's looking good. But I'm still here, so the cup isn't right where it needs to be. So that's not a mean thing. That's not a discipline. That's not a correction. It's him telling me that I'm going to participate with him today in greater faith as he leads me in simplicity of my day so that I can be translated, because that is the goal. That is the goal. And that wrecks the religious mind. People hate it when I say this, but Jesus is the rapture. This is the season of our departure. So yeah, it's all about leaving. And that religious spirit, occupy. Oh man, no, it's all about when are we leaving? What do I have to do to get out of here? And let's go. And God made it that way. God did it. I had nothing to do with it. I was living my life like everybody else until 2013, until he made completely rapture-centric. It is all about departure. The season we're in right now is all about getting out of this planet. So I hope that clarifies the last video. If I didn't want to put a yoke on anyone, because I don't think I did, but I just wanted to share with you how God fleshed it out with me here at the end of my walk. And I hope it blesses you and encourages you as you wait for him, as you activate your faith. Is your faith activated, Marty? Do you believe you're getting raptured?
Marty believes. Marty believes he's getting raptured. So what God is telling me is that the rapture and the multiple translations are a faith transaction. So my question to you and to myself is, do you believe? And if your answer is yes, I believe. And what are you doing to prove that to God? What are you doing? Because by faith, Enoch was translated. Okay. Because of faith, Enoch was caught up and transferred to heaven, said he did not have a glimpse of death, and he was not found, because God had translated him. For even before he was taken to heaven, he received testimony that he had pleased and been satisfactory to God. So by faith in the Hebrews Hall of Fame, everything they did down to Noah, and I read it all this morning to you in another video, these were all faith transactions. By faith, these things were accomplished. So we think that we're waiting for God. What God told me. He said, we think that we're waiting for him to come and get us, but he told me he's waiting for us. He told me this is a group effort. One body, one bride. And so faith activates the translation and the final rapture, the multiple translations. What does that look like for you? And that comes out of a personal oneness and a relationship with God. What does that look like in community? It means that we gather and we say, come Lord, and we activate our faith as one body, one bride, and he's pleased with that. And he makes me think that that's when he gets us. That he showed it to me, like I said in the first video, that our faith is a cup. It's like water filled in a cup. So I'm picturing the way he showed me, I'm picturing a measuring cup that's 2 cups. Okay, it's one of those big measuring cups. It can fit 2 cups. So when you're cooking in the kitchen, you've got a big measure, 2-cup measuring cup. And he showed me that the cup this morning, he showed it to me that my faith was a little over a cup, but the cup can hold two, it can hold 2 cups of water. Okay. But my faith cup was holding a little over 1 cup. And in order for me to be, to walk like Enoch walked, to be taken, the faith cup needed to be full, because by faith, it's a faith transaction. So that's how he showed it to me. So am I there yet? No, that's why I'm still here. But he told me I won't be here when my faith cup is to the level where God says, that will activate you. This will take you home. So I know when I'm giving this message, people are like, wait, so I have to do something? Well, see, God does it all, but we participate with him. Same with the cross. Jesus died on the cross for us, but until you appropriate that, it's not yours. You're not forgiven until you appropriate the blood of the cross to your life and ask him to forgive you and then apply it to your sins daily, right? And so it's the same issue with the rapture and the multiple translations. It's something that we have to appropriate the faith to believe. And so when we're appropriating it, it is between you and God what that would look like in your life. In my life, I'm on a really tight rope. On my life, he's showing me today, I'll just share my experience, that I am to go to him every, and I do, and I walk with God. So he tells me stuff, but it's like, he's stepping it up a notch with me and saying, so today, February 9th, if you're leaving today, let's get together and make sure that you're doing everything that I've asked of you. So faith and obedience go hand in hand. So it's not just random faith, it's faith to believe what he's shown you, and then you walk it out in relationship. And the obedience to that faith is what fills that cup. So when I get to 2 cups, I'm gone. So it is a faith transaction. That's what he's telling me. The translation, my departure, your departure, the final departure. And so we think we're waiting for God, but he told me he's waiting for us to believe that, because by faith, the rapture will occur. By faith, the multiple translations will occur. Okay, so go get your mind wrecked by the Lord. Ask him what it looks like for you, and be blessed, bride, because we are there. We're going home. He's telling me to declare this and proclaim it, that today is my departure day, and I will do it. And I'm hoping that my faith is pleasing him. I'm hoping that and he's leading me to believe that it is, because he's telling me it is. And I'm praying that every activity that I'm involved in is what he's having me to be involved in. And that if I'm going, would I do certain things, and he'll be leading me like he always does. Except I'm on extra high vigilance about what I'm doing right now because of the season I'm in, because of what he's telling me. Today's a different kind of a day. It's a different day for me because of the revelation he's giving me on our departure, on how faith activates it. So he started doing it with me yesterday, asking me, would you really go to work at the high school? Would you really go to yoga if you really thought I was coming today? And I'm like, yeah, no, you're right. So today I'm like, would I really do this if I thought so? I'm looking and I'm pleasing him with my faith, and I will be no more. And so will you, bride. So like I said, it's an individual walk. It's an individual transaction. It's a faith transaction. Your departure, it's between you and God. But then again, it's also a group effort, he told me. It's a group effort because we're one body, one bride. So we please him as he gathers us. Our faith it's multiplied, and we believe it's today. So the last prophetic word he gave a 10-year-old true prophet was that to believe it's today. And some people did that for a while with me. We did it for almost 2 years, and everybody was faithful. And we were saying today, today, today. But God didn't have the fullness of the bride doing it, but he does now. He's gathered us. So I believe that he wants us to declare each day that it's today, and really mean it and live like it, and not just say it in word, but to mean it and to believe it. And by faith, we will no longer be here. It'll be a faith transaction. We're participating with our groom. We're not passively going. We're not passively getting raptured. It's not a passive thing. Now, it will be for all the children and animals, but I'm talking the bride, the mature bride, okay, the warrior bride. Okay, so the children and animals, it doesn't apply to, but for the warrior bride, these multiple translations, the final worldwide rapture, he is waiting for us. He's waiting for us to believe it's this very day. Pick your day, make it today. And I will tell you that confidently, because it was a word given to a 10-year-old prophet in 2014 for the bride. And he said, I want you to believe that the rapture is today. I want you to jump into it. And so I'm jumping into it more than I ever have, with deeper understanding of what that means. And so I hope you will too. I hope this helps you in your personal oneness with God, and then in your corporate group, family with God. With here, it's where He's gathered us, and also with some are getting translated at different times. So faith activates it, and God is the one that gives the faith, but we abide with Him, so we cooperate with Him. And He'll show you what that looks like in your life. And He's going to show me today. He's showing me even now things that I thought I was doing today. Oh, I guess I'm not. Guess I'm not doing that, because He's leading and I'm moving. How I picture it is I'm going with the cloud. You know how the cloud led them in the wilderness. I'm just following the cloud. The cloud's following me. We're just moving and flowing. It's a beautiful dance. It's just something that you'll just flow with as you get used to it. Okay. And your kind of spirit will know, I'm not supposed to engage in this today. Oh, I thought I was doing this, but it doesn't mean you're irresponsible, unless He's telling you to do something different than what you would consider responsible. So, but it does mean that it's radical obedience. That's what fills your faith cup. It proves to God that you're not just saying, oh, I have faith, I believe it's today. No. What are you doing today that proves that you have faith? All these saints in the book of Hebrews, they proved it. They proved it by, Noah proved it by continuing to build an ark after 100 years. Isaac proved it by being willing to, Abraham and Isaac willing to kill his own child. I'm proving it by forsaking everything in this world and believing it's now and today and living my life differently. So faith and action goes hand in hand. Okay. And if you look in the Hebrews Hall of Fame in chapter 11, Hebrews 11, this is the walk of the bride. Okay. So by faith, they marched around 7 times and the walls of Jericho fell down. There's an act that has to also go along with faith. You don't just say, I have faith, but then you look in your life and it's like, well, I'm not really seeing it. And so that's what God was speaking to me today. Prove to me your faith. Show me that your cup is full, and then you'll go. That's how He showed it to me. So God bless everybody. I'll see you in the air. I'm leaving today because I believe.